All right, let's talk cloud databases. I know, it sounds super complicated, right? Like something only a senior engineer would tackle. But what if I told you we could set up a seriously powerful professional grade database and connect it to a server in, about 30 minutes? Yeah, for real. Let's jump in and actually do it. We're going to demystify this whole thing right now.
Okay, so the star of our show today is a thing called Amazon Aurora. Now, if you've ever built, well, pretty much any web app, you know the database is basically the heart of the whole operation. It's where all the important stuff lives, user info, content, you name it. Aurora is basically Amazon's way of giving that heart a major upgrade, making it beat stronger and way more reliably.
And I gotta say, the way the source material describes it is just perfect. It calls it a souped up version of the databases you might already know, like MySQL or PostgreSQL. Souped up. I love that. It's not just a database, right? It's a database that handles all the annoying, tedious maintenance stuff for you. You know, the stuff nobody wants to do. The analogy of a high performance engine that changes its own oil, that's spot on. That's the whole magic of it.
So why would you even choose this thing? Well, look at these points. Each one solves a classic developer headache. You worried about your app being too slow? Boom, Aurora is 3 to 5 times faster. Scared of losing all your data in a crash? Don't be. Backups are automatic. Terrified your site will go down? The data is spread across multiple places, so it's always on. And what about getting a sudden rush of users? It just scales itself. No panic, no late night fixes. It's basically designed to let you sleep at night.
Okay, quick clarification. You're going to hear the term relational database a lot, and it sounds kind of formal and intimidating, but seriously, don't let it freak you out. The source material nails the explanation. Just think of it as a spreadsheet. That's it. It has rows, it has columns. The only real difference is you use a special language, SQL, to ask it for information. Simple, right? So all we're really doing here is taking a super-powered, really smart spreadsheet and sticking it in the cloud.
Okay, enough talk. Theory is great, but it's time to actually build something. Let's get our hands dirty. The clock is officially starting on our 30-minute mission. First stop, setting up our own Aurora database right inside the AWS console.
And just like that, we're in. This is the starting line. You just log into your AWS account, head over to the database services, and click that big Create Database button. We're picking Aurora, obviously. And for this little project, we'll stick to the dev/test template. It keeps things nice and simple, and more importantly, cheap. So yeah, everything's looking good. We're just about ready to launch this thing.
But you know how it goes in the world of coding, right? Just when you think you're cruising, you hit a little speed bump. And this isn't just some weird random error message. No, this is one of those classic aha moments, a mistake that pretty much every single developer makes when they're first starting out.
My finger is hovering over the final Create button, and then, wait, hold on. Something isn't quite right here. We need to stop. And boom, there it is, the big realization. You can't have a database without something to talk to it. It's like buying a brand new lamp, but you don't have a house yet, let alone an outlet to plug it into. The lamp is totally useless on its own. We need the server first. We totally put the cart before the horse on this one.
Okay, so quick change of plans. We're going to hit pause on the database for a second. Before we can finish that, we need to build the house, or at least the wall with the outlet. And in the AWS universe, that wall, that outlet, is called an EC2 instance. That's just a fancy name for the virtual server that's going to run our code and actually use the database. So what the heck is an EC2 instance? Let's just break it down super simply. It's your own private virtual server that lives up in the AWS cloud. Think of it like renting a computer from Amazon. It's a blank slate you can log into from anywhere in the world and use to run whatever code you want. All right, so after a few clicks to set up our EC2 instance, you land on a dashboard that looks something like this. Now, there's a ton of info here, and it can be a little overwhelming, but I want you to ignore almost all of it and zoom in on just one thing, that public IPv4 address. That string of numbers? That's basically his home address on the internet. It's the single most important piece of information here because it's exactly how our database is going to know where to find its server. And of course, you don't want just anybody from the internet poking around on your server, right? So during setup, you also create something called a key pair. The easiest way to think about this is like a super secure digital key to your front door. Only the person with the key, that's you, can get in. It's a super important step to keep everything locked down and safe. Okay, let's recap. Our server is live, it's got a public address, and it's secure. We've built the house. Now, let's go back and finally plug in that lamp. Time to get back to the Aurora setup and actually make this connection happen. And here it is. This is the big aha moment. We're back on that same database setup screen, but now, look, under the connectivity section, that option that says connect to an EC2 compute resource, before it was meaningless, but now it's everything. We can click that and boom, AWS is smart enough to find the server we just made. That's it. That's how you build the bridge. So let's just drill this down into a simple 3-step rule so you never forget it. Step 1, create your EC2 instance, your server, first. Get that public address. Step 2, then you can go and start creating your Aurora database. And the final, most important step, step 3. In the database setup, you have to tell it which EC2 instance to connect to. Just remember, server first, then database. Always, always, always. And there you have it. We did it. We ran into a super common problem, figured out what went wrong, fixed it, and ended up with a real working piece of cloud infrastructure. So let's take a second to quickly recap the main takeaways from this whole thing. First things first, let's not forget the clock. From the very beginning to the very end, and that includes making a mistake and having to fix it, this whole thing took about 30 minutes. 30 minutes! This isn't some crazy week-long project. It's totally doable. You can do this. All right, so here are the 3 key things to burn into your brain. Number 1, Aurora is an incredibly powerful database, but it's designed to be easy. It handles all the hard stuff for you. Number 2, the golden rule, right? Always create your server before you create the database that needs to connect to it. And number 3, that public IP address, it's not just gibberish. It's the magic key that unlocks the connection between your server and your database. And that's a wrap. Think about what you've got now. A server to run your code, and a database to hold your data. I mean, those are the fundamental building blocks for pretty much any modern web application you can think of. They're connected, they're ready to go, so now there's really only one question left to ask. What are you gonna build?